morning. It's a beautiful Thursday, and we're here once again to give you a splash of sunshine in this rainy week.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
The past few days, oh my goodness. I got home yesterday, and while I was still in the car, I was just getting things ready, and it's suddenly just a sudden downpour.
It just
so
started
I had to
raining.
stay in the car for another 30 minutes.
No. You call somebody to bring umbrella. You just felt like staying in the car, didn't you?
Yeah,
And
well.
enjoying the rain.
Anyway, it's going to be another full-packed edition of Wake Up Nigeria today, and it definitely promises to be worth your while.
Of course, it is every single day from Monday through Friday. Being a Thursday, we have another 3 hours of amazing TV content coming your way.
Yeah. So if it's a coffee or any other beverage that you usually drink, go ahead and grab one. Now, this lady with the leather jacket,
What?
you know her. She's, TT. My name is Yomi, and we are streaming live right now at tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Now, send in your comments on social media with the hashtag WakeUpNigeria.
Very important, that hashtag. You need it. You can also download our mobile app from any Android or iOS store. Please watch us from all your mobile devices anywhere in the world.
Yeah. Anyways, it's going to be a great day, and we're going to be starting with a number of things. A bunch of things happening. We have performances, of course, kitchen as well. And MM is going to be joining us over there.
But we're going to start with a performance. Oluwa Downsi Adeboyega, also known as MC G-Boy, is our first musical act of
G-Boy.
For our second musical performance for today, we have Afro pop singer Bright Benson.
And of course, we have our in-house etiquette expert, Janet Adetu, who's going to be teaching us a little more about restroom etiquette. Wash your hands, ladies and gentlemen, before you shake someone. You know, like people come out of the bathroom and just
Shake your hand.
shake your hand. You don't know where their hands have been. So restroom etiquette, very important. We're talking about it today.
And you know, on Thursdays, we like to bring you some live music. We have Adeboyega Adeyemi, popularly known as Yega. He's going to be here with his band.
Tunde Abisoye considers himself an evolving artist, mostly working with mediums of chalk, charcoal, and paper. He's joining us for an art display this morning, and this guy is absolutely amazing.
And finally, joining us is the author of recently published book, Can I Be Married Already? Ifeoma Nkem Gbemudu. Can't wait to meet her. Okay, wow.
Thursday.
MM, hey, how you
Welcome
doing?
back, man.
How you doing?
Okay, wait. So tell us what happened.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
It's been 2 days.
We missed you.
You did?
Yes, we did.
Okay. I didn't know I was
You just
missed.
needed some rest.
Yeah, my body needed to rest. So the night before 2 days ago, I actually didn't have enough sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, so I told him I saw a doctor and then he said I needed a lot of rest.
Okay.
And
So you probably still need more rest.
Yeah.
The way I'm seeing you like this.
No, but you know you're a trooper. You know, so your last pregnancy, we used to get like weekly updates.
Oh, yeah.
But you've not been giving us updates this time.
Yeah,
You know?
well,
well,
she's a veteran now.
exactly. There's nothing new, basically. So, well, no, it's just that the only difference with this pregnancy is frequent leg cramps.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's the only difference, basically. So I'm having more frequent leg cramp, and the doctor says it's because, no two pregnancies are the same.
Yeah, of course.
And then, sadly, getting older. So.
Yeah, that's one. Then also,
I'm
you
getting
know,
older, so
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you really had to say
And
that.
she still wears her
yeah, you still wear your
uh,
beautiful heels.
6-inch heels.
You know,
My nanny last
might have to
night,
hang
while
them
I
up
was
for a bit.
putting my stuff together for the office this morning, she said, stay away from heels. Stay away from heels. Leave these heels alone. And I'm like, it's just for the show. She said, it's only for the show, not stay away from heels. Well, so,
yeah, since you're having some, cramp symptoms, you need to just leave the heels for a while. Just
for
for
a little
while.
bit.
Just a little while. Just a little while.
Anyway, we do have to take the news now, and the Lagos state government has sealed the Chinese company where a 14-year-old boy died by electrocution. Now, this comes after an investigative report by TVC News into the unwholesome labor practices taking place at the footwear manufacturing factory. TVC News' Sharon Ijasan has been on the story and brings us the latest.
We have over 100 Nigerians working. And this way, they are casual workers. And I like what you just asked. If you engage a casual worker, after 3 months, you need to staff them. Do they even have a staff? How many staff do they have? Like they say, this person is a salary and I'm paying taxes on them than just casual workers.
That was a verdict by the Lagos state government sealing Shengfa Nigeria Limited until it complied with safety measures. I visited the footwear manufacturing factory in Lagos when the international community celebrated the Child Labor Day. Then, I discovered how underage children are forced to work for 12 and 18 hours daily at the factory. That visit drew the attention of the authorities to the plight of the workers. During the brief inspection by the Lagos State Safety Commission, TVC News observed that all the claims by the workers are true, with exposed electrical wires, no safety signage, no standard chairs, no standard toilets or protective wares at the factory.
Generally, the place is not fit for people to work in. One, you have unsafe stacking of goods all over the place. Two, you have overcrowding. Three, the access routes are not clearly demarcated. I nearly fell down while I was coming to this place. And then your seats, they are not ergonomically friendly. In total, your safety management system is very, 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 very poor.
Though Shengfa prepared for our arrival, not all the workers were present. After further search, TVC News discovered that some were locked in a room where they still worked, a few were eating in a store, while others were nowhere to be found. The lawyer representing the management said the footwear company does not have a first aid box. Rather, they are in partnership with the Lagos State General Hospital, Ikeja.
Yes, there's minimal, there's some form of health safety, but generally, what we generally do is that we have the general hospital not too far away from us, about a 5 or 7 minutes drive away from this place, and we generally advance most of our staff to this area.
TVC News earlier reported that the company employs only casual workers who have no access to any other form of benefits except the 700 naira they earn per day. Even certain deductions can be made from the amount over issues like lateness and failure to meet up with targets and more. This worker was told to go back home since the company has been sealed, but reaffirms a daily wage and hopes the management will pay her for the work done.
We collect 700
Per day?
per day. Yes.
Joseph Ekwenobe, who was electrocuted to death by a faulty machine at the factory, was not too fortunate. His parents described him as a talented boy who had dreams. They still want justice for their son's death.
Yes, the Lagos State government has sealed off Shengfa Nigeria Limited, and it's the first time that the Lagos State Safety Commission will seal off a manufacturing company. Now the question is, how many more companies do we have across the country where we have underage children being employed, or many other companies who refuse to honor the labor laws across the country? Sharon Ijason, TVC News, Lagos.
That's excellent reporting there by Sharon. Hearing in MTN Nigeria's suit against the Attorney General of the Federation did not proceed as planned yesterday due to the absence of the defendant's witness. The company is challenging the legality of the 242 billion naira and $1.3 million assessed by the AGF as import duties and withholding tax. TVC News correspondent Kemi Fola Adeyemo has more.
Counsel from the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation informed the court on Wednesday that their witness in Abuja couldn't be in court. This due to some challenges. Lead counsel T.A. Ghazali was also absent. MTN's lawyer, Wole Olanikmeku, a senior advocate of Nigeria, didn't oppose the request for adjournment, but noted that it was a drawback to the suit. The plaintiff wants the court to declare that the AGF's demand of 242 billion naira and $1.3 billion is malicious and illegal. It insists that only the Nigeria Customs and the Federal Inland Revenue Service can impose such levies. MTN is also claiming 3 billion naira as damages. But the defendant says the firm shortchanged the country between 2007 and 2017. Last month, Justice Chukwuje Kuaneke dismissed the AGF's preliminary objection, challenging the suit for being instituted after the expiration of the lawfully stipulated period of 3 months. The judge ruled in MTN's favor, though, saying the course of action arose not at the time parties exchanged correspondence on the matter, but from the AGF's formal demand letter to MTN in August 2018. He said the plaintiff was well within time, having filed the case in September. At the last adjourned date, Justice Aneke fixed hearing to begin proper today, or in the alternative for report of possible settlement. But from the look of things, it appears that talks have broken down between the parties and they have decided to pursue this matter in the court instead. Now the case has been adjourned to October the 29th and 31. Kemi Foladeyemo, TVC News, Lagos.
Well, that's it on the news update for this hour. The weather update is next, and after that, sports with Mike. Yes, indeed. Now, we're starting with the Punch this morning.
Yes.
TT has that.
The headline in the Punch says, pensions. States fail to remit 3.4 billion naira deducted from workers' pay, says PENCOM. It's a screaming headline there. Very serious issue. It also says, no land for Ruga herdsmen settlements in our zones, say Afenifere Ohaneze. T.Y. Danjuma, worth $1.2 billion, owns international hotels, oil block, says Bloomberg. NECA, CIBN, MAN, others back Sanusi's call for fuel subsidy removal. It also says 16 Nigerian states risk polio outbreak, Bill Gates Foundation warns. NDLEA intercepts 147 kilograms of drugs at Lagos airport. It says here, Boko Haram kills 20 farmers, 9 others in Borno. Police to screen 210,150 shortlisted candidates on July 1st. And finally, gunmen abduct travelers on Akure-Ado-Ekiti Road. Police arrest Kogi housewife for faking own kidnap. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
Yeah. Housewife faked her own kidnap. To get money from the husband or something. I don't know.
Seems like a soap opera.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got the cover of The Guardian here. Outrage trails Buhari's plan to settle Fulani herdsmen. And Benue, Edo, Delta, Igbo stakeholders caution against move. Only fairness, equity can guarantee peace in Nigeria. Also on the cover of The Guardian, gunmen invade Kogi communities, kill unspecified persons in 2 separate attacks. Lai Mohammed fails to appear in court over 2.5 billion naira DSO project. And Super Eagles beat Guinea 1-0, qualify for second round. And finally, UI confers Lifetime Achievement Award on The Guardian's publisher. And that's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
We have the Daily Sun up next. It says NISA, NIHSA, raises the alarm. 30 states under threat of flood. Torture still rife in Nigeria, says Amnesty International. 27 killed in Borno, Kogi. Army kills 24, arrests 61. Governors ask World Bank to extend lending portfolio. Okorocha wife, others took away 67 vehicles, say the Imo state government. PDP just blackmailing ex-governor, says Media Aid. And finally, It says gunmen hijack bus, kidnap 10 passengers in Ondo. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Sun.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Vanguard. How 28 travelers were abducted along Ikere-Ekiti Akure Road. We're studying the situation, Ekiti government says. Ill-fated bus belongs to our member, NURTW Ekiti. And criminals building camps in Edo forests, says Oba of Benin. And 20 killed as Boko Haram gunmen invade Borno village. Wow. Now, I spent only 1.2 billion naira on funerals, not 2.3 billion, says ex-Bauchi governor. And Dakwa Abiodun supplied APCs in 2012, says Amosun. And Papa Oshodi, traffic robbers thrive as gridlock overwhelms task team. Anti-Kiari protesters, sponsored from Aso Villa, APC group alleges, and Amnesty International frowns on alleged torture of suspects by police and the military. And federal government bonds record 60% oversubscription, says the DMO. And finally, we have here on the sports pages, Eagles first to reach AFCON round of 16. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
We also have the Nation newspaper coming up, and it says here, Buhari's cabinet, security screens states nominees. Rally for president in Abuja, tight security for Daura, Kiari, others after protests. It also says here, a $4 billion World Bank grant for states, boost for education, health, agriculture, others. 3.4 billion naira pension funds unremitted, it says, more on page 6. It says Abu Razak wins certificate fraud case. EFCC rearraigns ex-minister Akinjide. July 1st for Atiku's PDP's application. Police to screen 210,150 applicants July 1st. And kidnapping can be defeated, says VP. Now, it also mentions the African Cup of Nations here. Nigeria soars past Guinea into second round. Iwobi eyes another final. And that's what we have on the cover of the Nation.
All right, that's about all that we can take on the newspaper headlines for this hour. Of course, we'll be back with more at the 7 a.m. hour as well.
Let's take a break. We'll have traffic updates in a bit. Welcome back. Now it's time for the traffic updates right here on Wake Up Nigeria. When it comes to traffic in Lagos, you just never know what the roads are going to be like, especially with all the rain that's going on. Please note, you can always be part of this segment by sending a message on Instagram, Facebook, or even Twitter. Let us know exactly what your traffic situation is in your neighborhood and possibly take a picture and tweet it to us as soon as you can with our hashtag WakeUpNigeria. Starting in the area of Ajah in Lagos. Now, that particular region is very densely populated now. A lot more people living there than there were a few years ago, I can tell you that. And it does mean that the roads are pretty choked every single morning. Right now, if you're coming from Ajah area of Lagos, heading towards Victoria Island, you're going to have quite a journey ahead of you, a minimum of about an hour, 40 minutes on the road, with some really serious traffic building up just before the Ajah market coming from Ado Road, which is a major junction where everybody in Ajah, Shangotedo, and everyone basically tries to get out onto the expressway. So you're going to have to struggle through that traffic a bit, but then as long as you move as quickly as possible, you will head towards Chevron area, and then another set of traffic begins. Now, prepare yourself for about 22 to 25 minutes of traffic, starting from just after the Chevron junction, heading all the way non-stop to where the Circle Mall is, which is like the Lekki bus stop itself, Lekki bus stop. Jakonde bus stop, all the way to where the Corn Oil and O&O are, everything is just jammed, all the way down to the third roundabout. Now, the third roundabout, it cools off a little, and if you decide to take an alternative route, or route, whatever they call it these days, we might see you getting to your destination a little bit quicker. But if not, the traffic continues all the way through the Lekki toll gate, the first Lekki toll gate, all the way through Ozumba and Badiwe. It's jammed back to back. Every single traffic light is jammed until you get to Walter Carrington Junction, where the embassy is, the American embassy is. And then from there, it's free right down to Bonny Camp Junction. So, what a journey for those of you heading from Ajah to Victoria Island. Don't worry, just get comfortable, take patience, avoid some major junctions, reduce your traffic time, and maybe that will help. The team is in the kitchen, hopefully with some updates on the roads.
I've got 2 updates on the at Follow Last Map. There's a fallen truck. Now this was very early in the morning, so hopefully at this time it's been moved. But there was a fallen truck loaded with coconuts by Powerline in Wards Isheri, and it was occupying a large part of the road. And so anyway, there are rescue teams on that location at the moment, and they're moving it. So hopefully over the next hour or so, it should be off that road. So, and then also in Maryland, very early this morning as well, there was another fallen truck. So I don't know what's going on with fallen trucks this morning. Maybe it's the wet roads, but there's also LASMA on ground there helping to ease the traffic. So that's at Maryland and also at Powerline as well. Hey guys, any other updates from you?
Well, on my timeline here, there's been updates on how bad the roads are, which of course could result to could be one of the reasons we have a lot of fallen trucks, because when they go into that ditch, it's hard to they're trying to balance and then they fall off. But anyways, so someone here is complaining about how the Isola roads are terrible at this time. Oh yeah, it's the rainy season. And someone here is saying at Ejo Webs, those heading out from Iyanoba, Cement, Mangoro, and Agege via Ile Zik should be careful, as there is a truck as well, a fallen truck on that on the road.
So lots of fallen trucks this morning.
A number of them.
Apparently.
And then there's another one, sorry darling, there's another one at Pipeline bus stop along the Lasu Isheri Expressway, which has occupied the entire lane, of course. So that's causing traffic this morning on that area.
It was yesterday. I think that one had to do with even a tanker with petroleum products.
Oh yeah.
And we had. Well, it was good that we had people or emergency services get there on time. Although it was, I can't exactly remember the area now. So I don't know some. I can't exactly remember, but I know it wasn't a kind of area people would just run out and come scoop fuel or something.
Now, the roads are quite choked this morning, but surprisingly, it'll be quicker for you if you're coming from Berger bus stop to Bonny Camp than if you're coming from Ajah to Bonny Camp. So if you're on the island heading from Ajah to Bonny Camp, you have an hour 40 minutes. But if you're at Berger heading to Bonny Camp, you have an hour 10 minutes as your journey. The only major traffic is on the Third Mainland Bridge, and it starts just after the Unilag areas. If you're coming from that way, you should be able to see University of Lagos on your right, and that's where the traffic starts from, all the way through the Ebute Metta Junction turnoff, and then all the way into Ring Road and Victoria Island, Dolphin Estate. Yeah, that's where the jam actually rounds off. But you should be at your destination in an hour, 8-10 minutes maximum. Hopefully, we've been able to give you a little insight into what's happening on the roads this morning in Lagos. Team, what are we talking about?
Yeah. Do you have any gist? Because I do. I don't know. Should I go first?
You'll have gist now, so because we know that Okay, yeah, no problem.
Because you know that word.
Nothing. I wasn't going to say.
We know you always have.
Exactly, so that's it.
Anyways, I don't know what you guys are talking about. But, okay, so there was this tweet that got my attention on social media recently. And so the tweet reads, "Dear married men, clear your plates from where you ate and wash them and put them away. It doesn't take away from your masculinity. And if you feel funny about it, maybe you need to have your pride checked. You're not a toddler."
Wow.
Be reasonable. Okay. And
No, there's only one married man on this table.
yes.
So I don't understand why is trying me this.
Well, I don't live with you, so I don't know if you clear your plates or not. But if that's personal, well, I'm sorry about that. We also have married women here, so we can also. And well, Mike.
What if you get? I mean, clearing your plates. What if you have someone do that? What if you hired someone for that?
You hired someone to carry your plates.
No, he's talking about a house assistant.
No. You know, there are some people that can hire somebody for only plates. Hire somebody for only shoes, right? You've seen Green Book, right? You saw Green Book.
Yeah, right.
You saw when I was asking the guy, I said, "Look, you're going to be my driver, when you're going to have to clean my shoes and all that kind of stuff." Yeah, and the guy like, "Oh, God, driver, okay, but shoes."
You're joking.
So
Because I can say this though. So a few times, sometimes we send off our kids to go stay with grandma and things like that. When my wife and I are alone in the house, I clean up. I wouldn't expect that. You know, I mean, she's not a help. In any case, we've been married for a long time, so she's not going to take rubbish. Like not like when when it's early in the marriage, the wife is still tear rubber and everything. But now,
look at you.
Now, if you misbehave, your wife will tell you that, "Uncle, come on."
It really just depends on the time of the day for me. Okay, so it is weird to say. I feel like I have a closing time. If, for instance, you get home, if you get home really late, like, okay, maybe I prepared something, it's ready down for you. Man, dude, you microwave it yourself. Microwave it, warm it, eat.
So when is your closing time?
So max 10:30. If it's 10:30 and you're eating after that time, dude, I've closed, man. Dude, I'm not gonna get. So it's now up to him. If he wants to, I don't
So if he wants
ask
to
him to
pay
if he
overtime,
wants
if
to,
he wants to pay you overtime.
Which overtime? Which overtime? There's nothing like that. The kitchen shuts down at 8:30.
Yeah.
Wow. We clean up. The cooker is cleaned. It's been swept. Dustbin has been packed out by 8:30, and everybody is ready for bed. So if you're coming in after a certain time, you're making me reopen my office shop for you. So that's me. But during the day, I'm fine.
Yeah,
I can do. I will carry the plates. I will pack it up for you.
Well, you're missing something here. You know, as African children, that is exercise for the children. That's the first learning process.
Yeah.
Well,
they have to learn to start washing plates.
Now that you said that, that actually brought. Okay, so
Elsie shall start washing plates.
No, come on, she's not washing plates.
No, but it's good. It's good.
How is it good?
I like our mode of communication, with her, which, is beginning to make me feel like a really proud mother. Yes, I'm going to brag about that one. Yes, so, she's beginning to run errands. So I'm going to send her little errands. Okay, Elsie, she knows where to drop the remotes. She knows what to do. Okay, so Elsie, go and bring your chair. She knows where to pick her chair up. She brings it to the parlor. And I'm like, 1 year, 6 months, I'm like, is it that her thought process is too fast? Let me borrow from you.
No, it's not too fast, though. It's not too fast.
She needs to. The plate will help make
How can she be washing plates at that age? Are you joking?
That's hard labor.
No, but in the for those that don't know, the twins are in a Montessori school from 2.5 to 3 years old. They make them wash their own plastic plates in the school. Yeah. So once I discovered that the school was encouraging that, I was like, you people can at least carry it to the sink, even if you don't wash it in the sink as at that age. But now they can wash their plates.
She knows when my phone rings. She goes to where it is. She brings it. She's giving it to me. Yeah. She's beginning to be. Her locomotive skills are beginning to improve.
And it's enjoy when it gets to that point when the remote is here and she's upstairs there. Elsie, come and bring the TV remote here for me. I remember the front of you.
Elsie was happy. She's not giving attitude.
No, Mommy, but it's just right beside you. Hey, madam,
So there was one that got to be here. Yeah. This mom is here. And then the remote is actually here. And then she calls the daughter that's upstairs. Come and bring the daughter just as if she's sleeping. You know what she does? She calls the elder sister in the UK. to call the other one. She called the elder sister in the UK. Say, hey, tell your younger sister to come and bring the remote for me. That one now called. Are you trying African parents? That one now called the younger one. No, African Madam, well, wake up and carry remote. I need to take him down. Like, that's steady. So else you get to that point, where you like, should not be informing sleep.
So avoid arguments. Send your kids to take the place to the kitchen. If you're really that hard up.
No, but hey,
is it taking it off? Cleaning up after yourself in general.
Exactly. Yeah. Clean up after yourself, please.
We'll be back in a bit, yo. Okay.
All right, Wake Up Nigeria is all about great music. And today, we have Oluwadunsi Adegboyega, also known as MCG Boy, and he's going to be performing the first song of the day today. And he's going to be doing something special. MCG Boy. Where'd you get that name? I had to ask. I have to ask you that because your name is Boyega, right? So is that where you got it from?
Yes, I got it from Boyega.
Okay.
The first G, B-O-I. Then I had to make it kind of fantastic anyways. So G. The long vowel sound, G, E, E, and I added the boy, as in phonetics, like G, boy, G, boy, G, B, O, Y. Then MC is, like a versatile entertainer. I'm into events, I do, like people named me that name, so based on how they see me
and how they connect with you.
Yes, how I react, how I do, how I act. So they like.
So you're an entertainer basically. I mean, you're like a performer that tries to bring the crowd along with you.
Yes, like an all-around entertainer, like a magazine.
Nice,
nice.
I like that. Now, you've been doing this for a few years, and as an entertainer, you know how it is. It's always about giving the people what they want. So the focus of what you do. Tell us about the whole process and how you come about your music.
Well, the fact is, I see the entertainment industry as people like to stereotype some kind of people like that. But I hate being boxed up, like being stereotyped.
Right.
So I'm versatile.
Right.
I'm an entertainer. So entertainer is supposed to be, you should be able to give people everything that parties entertainment.
Yeah.
So that's why I as a person, I sing, I anchor events as an MC. I told you, I'm a potpourri, like a magazine. If you get to me, when it comes to entertainment, you get whatever you want. That is it. That is just MC.
Now you're going to be doing a song for us today. Now tell us about this song.
Well, part of what I just said, you see, a lot of entertainers in Nigeria these days, they are so selfish, kind of selfish. Sorry to say that. They don't give out to people. In this age where people hustle a lot. So I think they need a kind of consolations, like you pray for them.
Right.
So I use my song like, if it's gonna be a behavioral change thing, I sing behavioral change songs, I do love songs, I do different, but this song is a prayer song.
Right.
For all hustlers. People that hustle. If you can't pray in the morning, you're going out, just slow the CD in your car, mime the song.
I love it.
So that's why I'm giving out to people.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, MCG Boy is going to be doing a prayer for everyone who is about their hustle this morning. Take it away.
Thank you very much.
MCG Boy, this is for the hustlers. Hustlers, don't now who say make my road the flex? I lost up that. Now who say make my hustle? Now who say make a hustle no pay? Anybody where talk say make life no better for me.
Yeah, 1 hour is gone already. The first hour of the show has gone by. And I know that, You've been a little bit impressed, but there's more to come.
A little? Just a little?
Yeah.
Well, the first hour is always great, but that doesn't mean we don't have even more great stuff coming your way. The second half is going to be as equally exciting on Wake Up Nigeria.
Yeah, still the #1 show, of course. And there's going to be something for everybody.
Of course, this is a family show.
Yeah.
Something for everybody here and there.
Feel good, feel good, feel good.
Yes, indeed. And Thursdays are always really interesting.
Yeah.
So if, for instance, you are just getting up at 7 a.m.
Okay, it's still, 7 is still not bad. But when you're getting up at 8 o'clock, then,
that's big boy status. Well, sit tight. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
Yeah, she's the lady with the mosquito belt.
Yeah, you've really been, digging my outfit
Checking
today.
you out, yeah.
For once.
I'm and we're streaming live right now at tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook as well at TBC Connect. Send in your comments across all our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter this morning.
Yes, so we also have an app available for download. Download us onto your devices as soon as you can. Android Play Store and the iOS stores, they all have our app right there. Just search for us. That's TVC Entertainment. Search for TVC Entertainment and you'll find the app.
Yeah, and of course, we got something special for you in the kitchen this morning. Chef Sally, I can see her with the thing. What they call that long bread?
That's a baguette.
A baguette.
That's a baguette.
Yes.
Okay, you guys, you can't finish that. Yeah.
Who said? Yeah. Don't try me.
Have you seen me? Just reminding you. Anyway, so here is Chef Sally. She's making her debut on the show. Welcome.
Yeah. I'm going to be popping by the kitchen
Please,
frequently.
don't come close.
Frequently today.
Okay,
don't.
I'm just letting you know.
No, don't.
Thanks for informing us.
Stay where you are. Thank you very much. We like our space.
Yeah. Okay, so baguette, It's your thing.
Baguette is my thing.
All right.
Yeah.
We have another musical performance coming your way in a bit. Afro pop singer Bright Benson will be on our set in a bit.
And of course, we have our in-house etiquette expert, Janet Adetu, who will be teaching us a little more about restroom etiquette. That's toilet etiquette.
Toilets.
Yeah, what to do when you,
When you use the restroom.
Is it a #2 or a #1? A #1 or a #2? Whatever it is that you do.
Goodness me.
Yeah, the only etiquette I know is wash your hands, dry them properly, please.
There is a lot more.
Yeah.
I can tell you. There is
Dry your hands properly, wash your hands with soap. Then just,
This is the kind of episode you record and play for your family members and disturbing the life of your visitors' toilet.
Very, very important. Very important. In TVC here, we
have so much more coming your way. We have live music as well. A live band from Adegwega Adeyemi, popularly known as Yega.
And of course, Tunde Abisoye considers himself an evolving artist, mostly working with the mediums of charcoal, and paper. Super talented. He's going to be joining us for an art display this morning.
Yes, indeed. And finally, joining us is the author of recently published book, Can I Be Married Already? Ifeoma Nkem Gbemudu. Now that is an interesting title for a book.
Yeah.
Can I be married already? Hello.
Can I Be Married Already brings to mind a story of a lady who, so she was speaking her truth on social media recently, and it got a lot of outrage. People are mean. People have a lot of evil in their minds. I just don't understand. So woman she was telling her story, speaking her truth about how she realized or discovered herself after she got married.
Okay.
And then she had a child.
I know that story.
And she has her reservations
about
having that child.
Oh,
do you
right.
understand?
Okay.
And then people went, may I never marry somebody that just discovered themselves after they got married.
Oh,
People were just, and then she's saying that. I mean, there were a lot of things she wanted to do.
Before
her
having
career,
a child,
exactly, before she had that child. And then the child came, so it actually basically stalled all her plans. Her career, she wanted to have her master's, she wanted to have a PhD, she wanted to travel the world. And then at some point, the husband was like, you know what? Do what you want to do. Do you understand? So she's like that. If she knew, maybe she wouldn't have been
married.
She wouldn't have been married in the first place.
You know what I think. You know what I think about certain things, and so especially with social media, you risk a backlash with a lot of the things that you say, whether it's personal things, stuff happening in your home, stuff happening with you personally. So if anyone is going through something like this, I would recommend talk to someone you trust.
Yeah.
If you can get a therapist, if you can afford one,
Yeah,
yes.
but
But there are just certain things that, when you put out there, whatever the risk, the backlash is always pretty high. So you need to be careful.
What I also always want to take away from when people share their stories on social media are the lessons, which I took from that lady's, story. She was actually speaking her truth. A lot of women, funny enough, could relate with it. Do you understand? So just take away the lessons from that if you're not married yet. Take the lessons from that, and then don't go bashing somebody who's living through a tough experience.
So whenever I see posts like that, I feel they're like a cry for help. And the fact that she is speaking about it is important, as opposed to holding it in.
Exactly,
and it could, God forbid, lead to some kind of depression.
Exactly.
For me, that's therapy at times for some people. And if you're going to put it on social media, I would just say learn to sieve through the comments.
The comments, yeah.
That's just it, because a lot of people related with her. A lot of people told her how she could go.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing. Don't bother. And it's not a case of, I don't think people are evil or wicked per se. Social media is a place where you have keyboard words. You have people who are just, when you see them, they can't even hurt to apply.
Yeah.
But once they hold out Twitter, they are forming savage and all of that. So a lot of people, there's a lot of masking and hiding, and people want to, So whenever you put out something like that, learn to sieve through. It just happens that most of the time, the comments that are disparaging tend to get more clout or push. That's why a celebrity, someone will say, oh, you look nice today, and he will ignore the comment. And then someone says, something's doing you, that your song is rubbish, and then he will now repost it. And I say social media is savage. But there are good comments there also. So for me, that kind of a lady, you pick through, sieve, and just drop what.
Very important.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have...
Wow, great. All right, so making her debut on the show this morning is Chef Sally. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Oh gosh, your smile is infectious. Wow. So this morning she's teaching us 5 ways of making an avocado toast, right? Yes. So we're working on a lot of ingredients, as you can see. This is quite a spread on the table this morning. All right, so let's talk about the ingredients.
Okay, so the key ingredient is the avocado.
Yeah. So
I want to show how you can use avocado in different ways.
Okay.
So we have avocados, bananas, eggs, tuna, peanut butter, cherry tomatoes, pickled celery.
Take this off a little.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so let's keep going.
Yeah, some chai seeds and radish.
Chai.
Yeah.
Whoa. I haven't heard of chai seeds in a really long time.
Really?
And they're very nutritious.
They are very.
They are very nutritious. All right, so let's talk about how we're going to begin this process.
Yeah.
Where are we starting? How are we starting?
So we are going to start by toasting the bread.
Okay.
So you could just toast it in a pan.
Okay.
Or if you have a toaster, just for like some few seconds.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be long.
And you can use sliced bread, because this morning we're actually making use of baguettes.
Yeah, we're making use of the long French baguettes.
Okay.
So we could just use that.
So no oil.
No
just
oil.
Dry
It
pan.
doesn't. Yeah.
Okay.
It will toast it nicely.
And we have eggs boiling in the pot.
Yes, we are going to use boiled eggs in one of the toasts. We're also going to use scrambled eggs in one of the toasts.
Okay.
And then the key ingredient, like I said, is the avocado. So what we are going to do, this is just our normal avocado we have in here. We're going to spice it up. We're going to put in black pepper, salt, and some paprika pepper.
Let's do that. So that people can see, the mixture.
Yeah.
It's like making a guacamole.
Yes.
Great. All right, just in case you're just joining us, people, this morning with me in the kitchen is Chef Sally. And guess what? She's teaching us how to make 5 different ways of how to make an avocado toast. Yes. It's quite a mouthful, I know. We'll be right back, people. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Wake Up Nigeria is all about the music. And for our second performance this morning, we have Afro-pop singer Bright Benson. Now, he is signed to Lalo Entertainment music label. He's based in Maryland in the U.S. and has been performing for the past 7 years. Wow, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, I have to say, your style, your swag has already caught everyone's eye. Everybody is looking forward to this performance. Tell us about the song you're performing today.
The song I'm performing today is called Shoko Yokoto.
You don't look like a Shoko Yokoto kind of guy, the way you're dressed. I feel like you're going to sing Mr. Loverman or something like that.
That would be very nice too.
No, but I'm feeling the swag, feeling the style. Thank you so much for making it for the performance.
Thank you very much.
Let me let you be.
Aha.
Chocolates, yeah, yeah. Bright Benson, the local boy. Yes. Yeah, I need to more. Lala, smoke the music. Should I chocolate, chocolate, oh yeah,
Shoko Yokoto. I love that. Shoko Yokoto reminds me of good things, like things in Yafu, right? Yeah. Like a combination of so many jolly things, like we have today on the show. Thank you so much, Bright Johnson, for that beautiful performance. Oh, really, really, really nice. All right, so here with me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Sally. And of course, she's making her debut. And this morning, she'll be teaching us 5 different ways to make avocado toast. Yes, people. So quickly, Sally, let's run through the ingredients and then let's get, you know, started on the avocado toast.
Okay, so first of all, we have our French baguette cut into half.
And you toasted,
Yes, then applied just a little amount of peanut butter. Then we're going to put in our avocado mix.
Yeah.
So in here we have the avocado, salt, black pepper, paprika pepper, and a bit of lime juice.
Oh, the lime juice to activate the flavors in the avocado pear.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Great.
So we'll just put that on top.
Okay.
So for the first one, we're going to do a tuna.
A
tuna version. Yeah, so to do that, we're just going to put a bit of tuna chunks on it.
You need me to help you?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'm just
Thank
going to help you do that.
And once we do this, we're going to top it off with some pickled celery.
Pickled celery.
Yes.
So guys, just in case you're paying attention, we are making use of a lot of ingredients that have amazing nutritional benefits.
Very healthy.
From our chai seeds to our celery to our avocado. These ingredients have powerful antioxidants that, you know, help, you know, your daily lifestyle, basically.
And your immune system
and your
as
immune
well.
system as well, yes. So, and they also help to, you know, for those of us who are on a weight loss, or for those of you who are on a weight loss, So you have avocado that helps you with that, and chai seeds as well.
And then the second one we're going to make is just peanut butter, avocado, and a bit of radish.
Radish.
Yes.
Yes, this is one, would I call it a fruit?
A veggie.
A veggie, okay.
Yeah.
This is not one, it's not a common veggie at all.
No, it's not.
But it's quite sophisticated.
And it does have like a bit of peppery
taste, yeah. Nice.
It's really healthy as well.
So I'm just wondering, at what point does our cherry tomatoes go into this dish?
So are you doing that with the scrambled eggs?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is ready?
Yes, these two are ready.
All right. So we have our tuna avocado.
Yeah.
And we have our avocado radish.
Radish, yes.
Great. So what next are we making?
So we'll just quickly make our scrambled eggs.
Okay.
So in here I've melted some butter.
Okay.
I'm going to put in some beaten eggs with just salt and black pepper.
Okay, salt and black pepper.
Yeah.
Great. So we're making scrambled eggs with that one.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So this would go with the cherry
Cherries.
tomatoes.
Okay. So are we adding the cherries to the eggs, or
No,
we're just
on
going
top
to
of the
assemble
bread,
them?
yes.
Okay, fantastic. If you're just joining us, people, we are Chef Sally is teaching us how to make the 5 different ways to make avocado toast. And if you can see here, we have our tuna avocado ready. So what she did was basically toast the baguettes, which of course we're working with, but you can work with your bread. I think you can also try this out with agege bread.
Yes,
yeah, it'll be really nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Those fresh agege breads that you get in the morning, you just dry it out. All right, so basically you just toast it and spread, use your peanut butter spread, your tuna, you could use sardines if you like.
Sardines, yeah.
Okay, and then your celery,
Pickled celery.
Pickled celery.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. And then for the other one here, we have our peanut butter spread, of course, our avocado, and our radish.
Yeah.
Just layer them on like a burger. Like a burger.
Exactly.
All right. So right now we're about to make our scrambled eggs avocado spread. Okay, great.
Yes. So, do you want to help me with the peanut butter?
Okay, great.
Thank
you.
you.
Help you do that.
Yeah.
All
just
right.
spread that on it.
So our scrambled eggs are ready.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and so I'm just going to do this. All right. So much stuff happening here in the kitchen already. And guess what, people? We are taking you to the garden. There's some amazing art display that you really, really, really need to see. Over to you guys.
Okay, so I've got this great guy here today, and he calls himself a multimedia artist, right?
Yeah,
Very great guy, great guy. It's great to have you. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
So now Thursday is normally our Art Thursday, and this is something quite different. We've not seen this style of art, but then let's start. You call yourself a multimedia artist. What does it mean to be a multimedia artist?
A multimedia artist is basically an artist that uses different mediums to tell a story.
Okay.
So what that means is sometimes I can decide, okay, you know what? On this canvas, I'm going to use pencil.
Okay.
On another canvas, I'm going to tell my stories with charcoal. I might decide that, okay, you know what? On these pieces, I'll use acrylic, or sometimes I might just decide to just write words. Okay. So it depends. You're not restricted to a certain form.
Now, some people will tell you that to be good at something, you have to focus. And some artists will tell you that they have specializations in maybe a part of. Do you think that, you know, having that versatility across, don't you think it robs you of some, some ability to be a specialist in some aspects?
For me, art is a form of expression.
Okay.
So you can decide that, you know what, I'm only going to tell my story by yelling, for example.
Okay.
I'm only going to tell my story, like some photographers just take pictures. They tell their stories from photographs. Some photographers decide to, you know what, I'm going to tell my story taking pictures and then putting in words. Okay. So it depends on you. There's no restrictions to art.
Good, I like that. Yeah. I just wanted to get it out there because, you know, if focusing works for you, cool. If you have to go all jack of all trades, master of all, it's possible. So let's talk about the works we have here. I like this one here. Let's start with this one. To a time, childhood made sense.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. What's this work about?
Okay, this piece is telling the story of. This is actually, I'm only just talking about my childhood a little bit. About when you know when we're kids, we're innocent, we play a lot, we go anywhere. There are no restrictions. You know, it's not like now that society tells you this is what you should be, this is what you ought to do. Then it was fun. It made a lot of sense. We did what we wanted to do. We expressed ourselves. We colored, we had fun, and so on. So that's what this is about.
That's what
it's
it's about.
A memory.
But there's a gas mask here. Why?
It's not a gas mask.
Okay.
I grew up reading a lot of comic books.
Good.
Superheroes, villains, and anti-heroes. So it's just like me, like when we were kids, then we used to play
the memories
characters.
And all
yeah,
that.
We used to play characters. We used to wear masks and all capes and all of that stuff.
You know, something quite interesting. We were chatting earlier. You yourself thought you didn't do art professionally.
God given. Yeah.
God given, but you had to develop that talent. How did it develop for you? How did you develop that talent?
I used to doodle a lot. I had sketchbooks, I had drawing books, and then even in classes, when the classes is going on, I used to do a lot of drawing.
Well, I should do that, but hey, I didn't get to your level. So well, that's really quite something. Okay, so let's talk about this one here. Now, I really like this one. Breaking up and all the scars make us.
Yes.
I like this. What's this all about?
This, I believe that everyone is wearing a scar.
We do.
Though, despite the fact that we're very good at concealing our scars.
It might not be physical, it could be emotional,
it could
psychological.
be emotional, it could be psychological, it could be... But at this point, I think the concept here is just that we are who we are because of our scars. It's our scars that actually make us different from the next person. The next person's scars is different from your scar.
Right.
And when I say scar, it doesn't mean that it's negative. It's part of the things that make you who you are. It's part of it's the plus and the minus. That's what I mean by
Without
scars.
those scars, you will not be who you are today.
You wouldn't.
Wonderful, I like that. Now, let's talk about this one here. We'll get to this one here. I Can Do This, Meet the Artist Child. Okay, now, these are very interesting art pieces, but let's just take a short break, right? We're still talking about this. We'll be right back. I still have Tunde Abisoye in the house, great guy, multimedia artist. Now, we spoke about the ones we were holding here, but then let's move over to these ones now. These are the ones I'm really interested in. There's the look on this girl's face. It has many pictures. I can do this. She seems determined. She seems sad at the same time. He. Okay, it's a he, pardon me. So let's talk about this artwork. I Can Do This. What's this about?
This is actually a theme. This was themed. These are pictures of like childhood memories when you're growing up and then you're discouraged by the people around you.
Okay.
You're trying to do something. You just can't, you know when you're trying to do something and then you're just convinced that this is you and then you want to do it. And you know childhood innocence now, you know how it is now.
Yeah,
Mommy, I want to do this, daddy, I want to do this.
Exactly.
And then your environment is just telling you, don't do this. Maybe out of their own projections they're trying to project that on you.
Their fears on you, their insecurities.
So this is just saying that, you know what, I can do this. And
in spite of the extenuating circumstances.
Exactly. And you can see that it has, he is having like a red cape. Okay, like that's just signifying, you know what I was trying to tell you before that.
Superhero.
Most of my concepts are inspired by superhero comic books mentality and everything. So
like
that cape is just showing that he's capable of actually doing it. If only you guys just let him do it. You get what I'm saying? So that's what that is about.
I like this.
Thank you very much.
Now this goes Meet the Artist Child. Wow. Okay, but okay, both of them are done on the same material. Let's talk about the material.
Okay.
What you used to create these works.
Okay. First, you know how canvases are made. Then the stretcher, you have the canvas on it. So what I did was I coated the surface with black charcoal. Then I used pastel and chalk to do the drawing. So the drawing is done by chalk and then the colors by pastel.
Wow, wonderful. So, Meet the Artist Child, what's this one about?
Somebody actually gave me this one because this one I wasn't sure what I wanted the story behind this one. And somebody said that, you know what, this is a child born into a world whereby there's so much pollution and the mask, the nose mask is actually to protect the child's purity. So then it just made sense to me and I decided, okay, you know what, meet the artist child, the child that refused to be polluted by the world's insecurities, negativity, doubts, fears, and all of that. So this guy, born to this world, he's protected, he's been quarantined, I don't know how, with his talent, and he's able, and he has a middle finger there. Sorry, I don't know if that goes to TV.
But I can understand it's concealed in such a subtle
He's coming out to the world and saying, you know what, I don't care what you guys want to see. I'm going to create what I want the world to be. So that's what it's about.
Today I wish we had more time. We just have to, but okay, just very fast. This is a butterfly, right?
Yeah, this is a butterfly. Okay. This, because I also conduct paint classes as well.
All right.
So these are some of the paintings that I did for my paint classes.
Okay,
this is a butterfly and then
sunrise.
Sunrise.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much, Tunde. Here's wishing you the best. And,
thank you very much.
Keep thinking like a child. We need to think like this.
That's it.
Because I also do. All right. Okay, so that's Tunde Abisoye, a multimedia artist. You can also check out what he has. I'm sure on social media.
Yeah, on social media at Tunde Abisoye.
Great one. All right, let's head back into the studio, guys.
All right, yes, so we have a very important topic and a lot to get to on restroom etiquette. We have Janet Adetu in the building once again. And of course, restroom etiquette refers to a set of rules an individual needs to follow while using a restroom. It's essential to keep toilets clean and hygienic. And, well, being an expert at etiquette, we obviously had to turn to you for some help. So what are the rules?
Titi.
Good morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very sensitive topic, Titi. A lot of people don't even like talking about it. So I say, whether you call it a restroom, a washroom, a lavatory, a convenience, the ladies, the gents, whatever you call it, it's really important, and there's definitely a lot of etiquette behind it. The important thing about it is health and hygiene.
Okay.
The goal is keep the environment clean. Now, who likes to walk into a very untidy, messy restroom?
Nobody.
Nobody. So why would you want to leave it messy for somebody else? So the key thing is, once you finish using, keep it tidy the way you would like to see it when you walk in.
Okay, so but I think we should start from
let's start
walking in
honestly,
the first place.
First, once you walk into a restroom and you see a queue, just join the queue. But of course, common sense says if you see a pregnant woman walk in, or she's just walked in and she needs to use the restroom, or a very elderly person, it makes sense to allow them to at least go in. Now, the next thing is you got to knock on the door before knock on the door. Don't just barge in, right? And of course, once you've knocked on the door, hey, if it is locked, it means somebody's inside. Time and time again, we see people banging on the door, shaking the door down.
Is there somebody there?
Yeah, and hey, it's locked. It means it's occupied, right? But again, another thing is this. Once you are inside, lock the door. I've seen cases where people walk into the restroom, they walk into their own cubicle, and they just don't lock it. And you wonder, the door is there, it's got a lock it, right?
And if your doors don't have locks, please put locks on them.
Yes, exactly. And then I would suggest if it doesn't have a lock, don't use it. Go to another one. If it's a public toilet, But again, having said that too, once you're inside, ignore your phone.
Oh, wow.
Don't pick up the phone when it rings. Just don't pick up the phone. It's not necessary because thousands of phones, they fall down.
In the toilet?
Absolutely. So many cases,
gross.
all right? Because you just want to pick that phone for that little second call and it goes down. And unfortunately, you got to be mindful of that. Having said that as well, I would always suggest wipe down the seat. Even if it looks clean, just wipe it down for your own health and hygiene before you use it. Sometimes you might use, if you're privileged to be in a place where they have something you can wipe it down with or paper to sit it on, no problem. But, otherwise, you got to wipe down that seat.
For the average public toilet, I've always told my kids, I would never encourage them to take a seat in a public toilet.
Yeah.
For any reason whatsoever.
Yes.
There are some that are of a certain standard and it's being regularly cleaned, but just, it feels like a rule of thumb, don't sit down.
Yes.
But then there are a lot of people that squat, that stand
so
on the seat.
the problem is, I'm going to say once you've wiped down your seat, don't splatter. Don't splatter. And the reason is because, some people just don't like to sit on a public seat. And of course, it goes without, questions. And it's because it's the way they use the convenience. How do you use it? If you use it in a way that is, going to be totally inconvenient for you, you're going to have accidents all over the place. And I can understand that. And maybe you should carry your own tissue, you should carry your own disinfectant, you should carry certain things that you would like to use before you use any kind of public toilet, right?
Okay.
So
I wanted to talk about the men's room, because there is the men's, now I wish I knew what they call the urinal, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like there should be urinal etiquette. There are a lot of memes on social media of, maybe a Caucasian guy walking in and there's an African American or an African there standing beside, and he looks over to see what goods the guy is packing. I'm trying to be as...
Oh, you know what? The truth of the matter is that respect yourself wherever you are. Once you're in that kind of environment, get in and get out as quickly as possible. You've got no business, looking at other people or making remarks or whatever it is. I wouldn't suggest that at all. And you should be sensitive of the kind of place you walk into and the kind of people that will come in as well, right? Having said that, once you've gone in and you've used it, I would suggest please keep it clean, keep it tidy, clean it the way you'd like to meet it when you're going next time, all right? Before you come out. And without a doubt, men and women alike, it is imperative that you wash your hands after you've used the washroom. Now, you might say there are some places where there's no water. Hey, that's where you need your hand sanitizer at any point in time. Or you find a place where you can get some water and still wash those hands. Because you never know who you're going to shake hands with. You never know what you're going to eat. You never know what you're going to put in your hands. There was a test that was done quite a while ago where they put some peanuts in a cocktail environment. And they took the peanuts away a couple of hours later, and the peanuts tested for
Oh my
You can
goodness.
imagine, yes. Meaning that those that used, and it was all men's affair, yeah, they did not wash their hands. So it's very important.
They're gone to pick up peanuts from the bowl.
Yes, unfortunately. But having said that, look, wash your hands is clean. Now, I'm going to say another thing too. Not all restrooms have napkins or towels or whatever. So you've washed your hands, shake them dry. Don't use your clothes
to dry
because unconsciously people do that a lot, right? So just shake your hands and they will dry in the air quite naturally.
I can see we have a display of some items here as quickly as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if you have your own personal washroom, because you know a lot about a person's personality when you walk into their washroom or their convenience at home. How is yours at home? What is it like? It speaks a lot about you. So I would say, you know, there's a lot of things. Always have some hand wash, hand cream. Definitely have an air freshener, all right? Then you can beautify your washroom with other gadgets like candles, you know, diffusers, all right? And I would say many times we go to hotels, right? These things, once you go into, they're yours. You can use these to decorate your washroom and always have a set of hand towels for people to use. And of course, tissue as well. I'm talking about tissue. When we flush our toilet, always flush the toilet as much as possible, all right? But always only use tissue. When you're flushing the toilet.
So you're not flushing the towels down the toilet?
Yeah, absolutely not. You're not flushing those down. But you can always, and I would always say, have a color scheme in your washroom at home so that it looks nice. It looks inviting for people to come in and use it.
I can see that the color scheme here is like red and white.
Yes, red and white.
Red and white.
Yes, absolutely.
And it looks very nice.
Yeah, and just make it look, the ambience of any washroom is important, especially for any woman. Yeah, it's very important.
I love the way you rolled the towels.
Yes,
as
that's
well.
how I do it at home. I took everything from my washroom.
All right. So, so my only question now is, you probably have family members that you don't have any control over, and you set up your bathroom so nice and fresh, and then someone goes in there and you just can't really control it. So, what advice would you give?
So, what is it that the ambience stops you from keeping the environment clean? A lot of it is, you know, it's probably your mindset, your background, and your sense of reasoning. If you walk into a clean toilet, I think quite naturally you want to keep it clean. If you walk into a very rough place where you're in and out,
you're going to treat it anyhow.
So it's really about you as a person, and you always learn new things all the time. Keep your environment clean. That's what is very essential, is what I'm going to say. And, you know, make sure that health and hygiene is #1 on top priority.
Oh, I really wanted to talk about this last issue of smoking in toilets. A lot of people do that, and obviously it's a no-no in most environments.
Absolutely a no-no. Yeah.
All right then, we have to wrap this up. Thank you so much,
You're most
Janet,
welcome.
for coming to talk to us on this.
Thank you.
Hopefully you've learned a thing or two. And that's it on this hour for Wake Up Nigeria. But we will be back. The last hour is going to start shortly. Stay with us. Now the clock is moving so fast, it's almost unbelievable.
2 hours gone by, wow.
Yes, indeed. And we've been having a particularly good time today on the show.
I like the toilet etiquette.
You do?
You know, you guys call it the restroom, but it's actually the toilet.
Yeah, well, the toilet is the thing you use. It's not the room. It's not the...
Is there a bed in there or like a mat?
It's a convenience. It's the ladies' room.
Oh, okay, so convenience.
Etiquette.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we've been having a great time learning a thing or two as well along the way. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And I'm Yomi Okpa. You can watch us live right now because we're streaming. tvcontinental.tv is the website. And check us out on Facebook as well, at TVC Connect. Send in your comments on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, using the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria.
The TVC app is going to be very important to you at some point. TVC Entertainment has an app on Android and iOS stores that you can use to watch from anywhere in the world.
Hey, so Thursdays are great. We've had 2 musical performances already, fantastic ones. And we still have Ade Boyega Adeyemi, popularly known as Yega, and his band. You can see them already moving in the garden there. They're going to be giving us
such a great outfit.
Very nice outfit.
And finally, joining us very soon is the author of the recently published book, Can I Be Married Already? Ifeoma Nkem Gbenudu is in the building already, and she's going to be talking to us about this incredible book.
Yeah, I already had a discussion with her earlier on.
Oh, okay.
Here on the couch, actually, she was sitting with us.
Okay.
And I asked her a question or two. And there's something that she saw on the set, which I swore her to secrecy.
Oh, no. What is it? What? What
The
exactly?
books. You know, she was asking about the books.
Okay.
So I said, yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so that's our little secret where we get our books from.
That's maybe one day we'll just go like, okay, but guys, amongst us here, how many titles? Don't look back. How many titles can we remember? Let's how many of the books
Okay,
are?
can I cheat? Can I
No,
cheat?
don't cheat.
Okay,
now.
okay,
It's all of us. How many can we remember? Every time I'm seeing one or two.
Okay, I
There's
know.
Shakespeare, there's Wole Soyinka, there's...
Oh, come on. Now, you took all the ones I wanted to talk
That's what the title of the book. Those are the authors.
Yeah, there's an architecture book.
Okay.
Yeah, there's something called Something Happened. I don't know what that book is about. Something Happened.
Okay.
There is a Taming of the Shrew.
Okay, there is the Mediterranean one that
Oh, come on. And then, okay, I just cheated now. There's one on Michael Jackson.
No, that one.
There's one on Michael Jackson.
Is that
and
one.
the reason I remembered that one is because of the fact that we've had 10 years.
10 years since he passed on.
Without Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Wow.
Taking of issue, did any of you read that book?
Oh, I read it.
Oh, yeah.
I did.
If you're a feminist, you probably did read that book.
Very interesting book. Very interesting book. Taking of issue. Very, very
We're
interesting
talking
book.
about feminism.
has launched speaking.
No, we really need to have this discussion. Not on the show, but we really need to have this discussion because feminism on social media
is different
it's different from the real feminism. As a matter of fact, I found out that there are different kinds of feminism.
Oh, there are different levels to it.
And different levels. So when we say I'm a feminist, then the next question I want to ask is, what kind of feminist are you? Are you the feminist asking for gender equality? You know, are you the one asking for equal rights. You know, rights amongst, across board, not just at home?
Extremist.
Are you a feminist extremist that's saying I don't want to get married?
Are you an anti-masculinist?
I don't understand.
Oh, yeah. So
are you
people like that, yeah.
So you know, universities now, it's part of coursework now.
Yeah, of course.
For some courses, mass communication. There's feminism as a part of a course.
Okay.
And I was surprised when I even saw it. Yeah, it means a lot of media. So, and you know, that's one word that I think has been misconstrued a lot. There are different meanings and all of that. But then whichever way, people should not take it too deep. Someone taking it too deep.
If you think about the word feminism and how it's used in literature
as
a theme of a lot of books, if you read those books, you won't hear all these radical talk.
A lot of it is radical, and a lot of feminism, especially the ones on social media, like you said, not even online, social media specifically, are anti-masculinity, anti-male, so anything that has to do with men, they're against it. So, you know.
For example, the conversation we had in our earlier banter about this lady who, you know, wished she didn't get married.
Yeah.
The one of the blogs puts, a woman regrets having child. Bitter feminist.
Yeah, true. So
really,
we know that
was the title.
We know that that's sensationalism when it comes to the headlines. They want to get you to read, and you know that blogging these days has taken out journalism in its true sense is being watered down quite a lot. They were trying to get that. I saw that headline. They're trying to get our attention and to bitter feminist trying to get
because she doesn't want to read it. She has.
And one other part I wanted to mention also was, when it comes to equal pay, that's something that has been making quite a lot.
Exactly.
Especially in sports. Now the men, the male
output. Have joined the advocacy.
It came up in FIFA meetings and they stage, look, it's about interest. If 20 people are going to watch the men and 2 people are going to watch the women, they're not going to be paid the same. So it's just about the interest that is drawn from the fans, because that's how the money is made.
It's same with the TV ratings, and same with radio ratings and all of that. The bigger budget goes to the TV station that has more viewers than the TV station that has just a few hundred.
So if equal pay is not about, so for them to go, why should men earn more?
But okay, for instance, let me. We have to go to the news, but the truth is there are more female eyeballs watching this show, so I think we women should get more than the men. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
But you guys are already earning more than we do.
Okay, let's take the news on that note.
Now, the Commissioner of Police, Ondo State Command, Unde Ade, has denied the report that 10 passengers were kidnapped along Akure-Ikere Road. In his reaction to the incident, he said only a driver was inside the vehicle when the abductors struck, and the command is working to secure his release. But members of the National Union of Road Transport Workers are insisting more than one person was kidnapped. TVC News cannot independently verify this claim. Members of the community where the abduction took place blame the incident on the state of the road. Former Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Jumoke Akinjide, and 2 others have been rearraigned for money laundering at the Federal High Court in Lagos. The accused, including Ayo Adeseun and Olariwaju Otiti, appeared before Justice Chukwujeku Aneke on Wednesday. They pleaded not guilty to a 24-count charge of allegedly receiving 650 million naira from former Minister of Petroleum Resources Diezani Alison Madueke in the build-up to the 2015 general election. The accused were initially arraigned before Justice Muslim Hassan in January 2018, with witnesses already testifying, but the third defendant accused Justice Hassan of bias, having been a former EFCC counsel, prompting the case to be reassigned. The new judge, however, granted the defendant's request to continue on the existing bail granted earlier. Trial continues on the 30th of September and the 11th of October. Now, over in the U.S., the Federal Aviation Administration has identified a new potential risk that the aircraft maker, Boeing, must address on its 737 MAX before the jet can return to service. The newly discovered flaw in the computer system for the Boeing 737 MAX could push the plane downward, according to sources familiar with the testing. The risk was discovered during the simulator test and means the FAA will spend at least 2 weeks reviewing the results of the certification test before deciding whether to return the plane to service. And that test flight would not take place earlier than July 8th. The 737 MAX was grounded worldwide after 2 deadly crashes, the Lion Air Flight 610 and Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 that killed 346 people. A hardware fix could add new delays to the plane's return to service. Now, the first 2020 Democratic presidential debate has kicked off in Miami with 10 candidates vying for the position. 10 Democrats have clashed on immigration and health care in the first TV debate of the race to oust President Donald Trump from the White House. Elizabeth Warren, a liberal firebrand who has been gaining momentum, took center stage at the Primetime Forum in Miami, Florida. 10 other Democrats in the crowded field will battle on Thursday night. That's the news today on Wake Up Nigeria. Stick around for the weather update, and after that, Sports with Mike.
welcome once again to Sports News. The Super Eagles became the first team to qualify for the knockout phase of the Africa Cup of Nations holding in Egypt. The Eagles followed up on their first win on Saturday to beat fellow West African Guinea 1-0 to keep a 100% record in this year's Nations Cup. Defender Kenneth Omeruo scored the only goal of the match when he nodded home in the 73rd minute to give Nigeria victory. The Super Eagles now have 6 points from 2 matches.
For Mikel Derestem. Simon with the corner!
Now, don't you just love that commentator? Now go! Nigeria, of course, would next take on Madagascar on Sunday in their final group game. Meanwhile, Chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum and Governor of Ebonyi State, David Umahi, has congratulated the Nigerians for the Super Eagles win over Guinea. Governor Umahi, who had joined the state's Executive Council meeting to watch the match, commended the Eagles and charged the team to remain focused, dedicated and patriotic. Mohamed Salah scored also as Egypt beat DR Congo 2-0 to reach the round of 16 also.
That is the goal that everybody has been waiting for. What a fine strike it was. Trezeguet slipping the ball into his path, and how about that for a finish? Egypt have moved 2 goals ahead, and now the DRC.
And then on to tennis. Reigning champion Novak Djokovic said he's looking forward to getting back on the All England club's sacred centre court as his build-up for Wimbledon began on Tuesday. The 32-year-old Serb has not played a competitive match since losing the semi-final of the French Open this month, preferring to spend some family time in Serbia. He hit his stride quickly at the Bordeaux exhibition event in the leafy surrounds of Stoke Park, producing a polished display in a 6-2, 6-4 win over Chilean Christian Garin. Now, this is quite interesting as breakdancing and 3 other sports took another step towards appearing at the Paris 2024 Olympics after the International Olympic Committee voted in favor of their inclusion. The Paris 2024 Organizing Committee in February proposed surfing, skateboarding and sport climbing, as well as breakdancing for inclusion in the Games, and the IOC's Executive Board gave the initial green light in March. On Tuesday, the IOC session voted unanimously for their inclusion in the 2024 program, but the sports face one final review in late 2020 before a final decision is taken. Manchester City midfielder David Silva has said he will leave the Premier League champions at the end of the 2019-20 season. Silva, while responding to questions whether he would stay beyond next season, the 33-year-old Spaniard said, "No, this is the last one." He joined City from Valencia in 2010 and has won 4 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cups and the League Cup 4 times. And talking about players who left their former clubs, Vincent Kompany has begun his managerial career at Anderlecht on Tuesday. He says he is no Pep Guardiola, but the Belgian club can expect a student of the game who has learnt a lot. The Belgium's central defender held his first news conference on his second day on the job, having ended his stellar career at Manchester City to return to his first club as a player coach. He won 4 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cups and 4 League Cups with City, having played 360 matches in all competitions and scored 20 goals. Wow, great one. We don't see so many player managers, but then kudos and all the best to Vincent Kompany. That's all on sports for this morning. We'll take a recess. Don't go nowhere. There's still a book chat to come on the show.
Now, this is Wake Up Nigeria. You know we're big on music. Right now we're in the garden, and how about a little bit of live music with a saxophone and, you know, a jazz guitar, everything. Like, it's just absolutely amazing. We're going to be here right now with Jaeger out here in the garden. Everybody has been talking about your outfit. You know, I mean, the extra heels on your boots. This guy, what's up? How's it going?
Happy to be here.
So now, we're going to be having a performance today. Now, you are a live performer. That's a bit different from a lot of the guys that we see nowadays who go into the studio, have something out and just put you do live almost on a daily basis. This is your life. Tell us about your music and what you do.
So my music, basically, I call it urban Afro. You know, it's very Afrocentric, and you can mix different genres of music into it. So there's room for versatility, there's room to explore, there's room to, you know, for
just do what you like. If you want to do, if you want to do rock today, you do it. If you want to do Afro beats, you throw that in. You know, I saw, I saw some of your live performances. A lot of energy, you know. And how do you get that? How do you get your? Because I know, as a performer, you have to perform to the crowd and then get the crowd to respond. What are the tricks you use? Because I know you guys, you have some tricks that you use to get people to just, you know, wake up.
Well, basically for me, once the music hits, I don't go on stage having anything planned. Once the music hits, I just go with the flow. I feed off the energy of the people too. I know, just get them involved in the music, talk to them, gist with them, bring some on stage.
That's the kind of thing. You know, so just get people, you know, to continue to get them involved. So you perform in weddings, perform in open air events. I saw you at the stadium doing a performance at like a stadium as well, like an open air thing as well. Do you do clubs?
I do clubs.
Okay.
I do clubs, definitely.
Okay.
I do clubs.
Nice.
I just came back from a Canadian tour where we did clubs. And
wow, Canada. Right. You should take me along one of these days. Let me be your hype man, you know. All right, so Yega is going to be doing something special for us today on the show, on Wake Up Nigeria. And he has his guys here. I have MFK and, of course, Shola in the building as well. All right, thank you so much. Let's do it.
Thank you.
Yeah, Yega, ha, money. Carry your load, go away. Masomilenu bobo. She said, I wanna take her heart away. Hey, she said she don't want no singer. For sure, me, I know you a player. I know you got a lot of drama. I'm sure you got a baby mama. She no want yawa. She say I go chase some tired. She say if you put a spell on me, it go surely backfire. Oga musician, for say you be doctor, money for say you be lawyer, money I forgive you number. Oga musician, money for say you be doctor, for say you be lawyer, I forgive you number. For say, yeah, for say, yeah, for say, hey, for say, baby, if to say, hey, oh yeah, can they go? Hey, she said, make I pack my load. She said, make I leave her alone. Make I carry go. My mama taught me well. Say if I see a fine girl, say make I treat them well, yeah. My mama born me well. Ha. She said no to baby mama. I just wanna be your lover. Every day, na activity. Yeah. Fly to Paris, fly to Germany. Press the one day I win Grammy. They my side on top this journey. Every day, na activity. TVC, hey, fly to Paris, fly to Germany. Oga musician, for say you be doctor, money for say you be lawyer, money I forgive you number. Oga musician, for say you be doctor, for say you be lawyer, I forgive you number. For say, hey, for say, yeah, for say, yeah, for say, baby, if to say, hey,
Oh, great performance there. He was having so much fun in the garden. I wish I could have joined them there. But we have to move on to our book chat segment. Joining us for book chat today is the author of this book, Can I Be Married Already? Ifoma Nkem Gbemudu. Now, the book is a reference to biblical answers to questions that plague the hearts of single people. Let's try and dive into the intricacies of the mind behind the book. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
All right, so strong title, first of all. The fact that it has a question mark and an exclamation point right there. Were you worried that this title might make it seem like you were in a hurry to get married or desperate to get married?
Yes, but that was the point, because I wrote the book for the people who were in a tight spot, the people who wish they were married when they're not married, or people who have family members and friends on their neck and they're like, oh, can I just be married so I can just move on so everybody can leave me alone? So yes, that's why.
So I just wanted to know, you're not married yet?
No, I'm not.
Okay, any prospects out there yet?
No.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so you are someone who we could call an expert on this subject. But did you write it because you were under pressure from family members and friends as well, or?
No, I wasn't under pressure. I still am not under pressure. Yeah, my mom mentions it, my dad mentions it, but compared to a lot of other single people my age that I know, I'm in a safe place, you know. But I wrote it because I was also surrounded by people, and I saw they were having difficulties dealing with the pressures that came from different angles, and I thought, okay, let me write things that I know and see how it will help them.
I like that word you use, pressures. And you do very well to start by explaining what it means to be single, especially what the Bible says about what it actually means to be single. But then you also answer this question: is it compulsory for a Christian to marry? And then your answer here is no.
No.
So do you want to, talk a bit about that?
Okay, so from the Bible, because that's where I get the answers that I give there. There's no place that says it is compulsory for you to marry, or make heaven, or fulfill God's plan and purpose for your life. In fact, what is in the Bible, if you read in the New Testament, is when the Apostle Paul is saying, it may be better for you not to be married, because the person who gets married has all these extra troubles that they have to deal with. So there is it's not compulsory. So we can take that off. Like, it's a good desire, but don't feel like it's compulsory. If I don't get married, I don't feel God's purpose for my life. That's not true.
So there's a really interesting chapter on what to do until love finds you. So I noticed that you didn't say until you find love. So why did you coin it till love finds you?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Okay, I think I found that title. I think Michelle McKinney-Howard has a book of that chapter. I saw that, I was like, this is nice.
Okay.
I think it was after I published this book, I realized I probably should have put another paragraph.
I actually like the way you coined it. It's not to say it was coined the wrong way, because I like the fact that you make it seem like you do not have to go searching for love. That love will eventually find you. And then you go further to talk about, the ladies who you say, guard your heart. Dear sister, I know quite well that you and I are sisters. So you break it down.
Yes.
And you say they should guard their hearts. Tell us exactly what you mean by guard your heart.
Okay, so in this section of the book, I talk about what to do until love finds you, and then I talk about what not to do until love finds you. So in this part where you're talking about guard your heart, I was thinking about what not to do until love finds you. And one of the things for the ladies is you have to be careful how you give away your affection, because one of the things that happens is that when ladies are single and you see this guy and he's good looking, he ticks all your boxes, and maybe he's kind of friendly, if you're not careful, you just have this image in your head that he's the one, and you give him so much access into your life, and the day he walks up to you with his fiancée hanging from his hand, then it becomes a problem. But he never even said anything to you. You got into that place of thinking you guys were a couple because you didn't guard your heart. So that's what that's about. Be careful. Don't give away your affection. Don't assume you're in a relationship with somebody just because the person is nice and the person ticks all your boxes. If he hasn't said anything, he doesn't want to say anything.
Or he's not that into you.
Yes, so
there's a movie
be
about
careful,
that.
yes.
Okay, so so you do actually slam the sisters here by saying watch the pride and watch the wardrobe. So where were you going with that?
Okay, with Watch the Pride, I was talking about this attitude that some single ladies may have. Like, you want to be married, but you're wearing this coat of, no, I don't care, it doesn't matter, but deep down, that was what I was aiming at. Like, if this is a desire you have, admit it. Don't hide under pride and be like, no, I don't need a man. I don't know. Nobody's saying about need. It's a good desire. Don't worry about it. And it's a good desire. You want to be married, it's fine. But don't hide under like, I don't need anybody. I can do all by myself. You know, like,
I really didn't know you could find, you know, passages and quotes from the Bible on that particular topic, but you've schooled me here. You also schooled a few ladies who are probably going to be reading this book about their wardrobe. So let's talk to the sisters about that.
Okay, because I was writing from a Christian perspective, I saw the need to talk about walk in love towards your brothers in the Lord. Like,
walk
in love, as in, you know, there's a way you dress and you make it more difficult for him to honor the Lord in his thoughts. So that's where I was coming from. Like, don't get to the point where you feel like you have to be scantily clad so you can get a good man's attention. The good man wants, when you're outside, he doesn't want to see all of that. When you're his wife, he wants you less dressed. But when you're not yet his wife, he wants you to be well dressed in front of everybody. So wait.
There are probably some people that might beg to differ, though, you know. Hey, but we have to take a quick break. We will be back continuing this discussion after this. Welcome back to the studio. An interesting discussion has been going on this amazing book, Can I Be Married Already? The author is in the studio. Her name, once again, is Ifeoma Nkem Gbemudu. If you're just tuning in, it's basically about biblical answers to the questions that plague your heart because you're still single. And now there's a particular area that I've been trying to figure out how to discuss, but it is a very key point in the book. And it does, you know, define lust and carnal desires and being holy at the same time. Now, that particular chapter, I have a feeling people are going to just flip through the book and get there first.
Yeah, I know when I was talking about the book before I published it, I took a picture of that chapter, and some people bought the book. They're like, if I'm buy your book for chapter 5. That's all I want to read. Like, I go to it straight there. So.
All right. So now the truth is, you know, being holy, being one with God, and, you know, having certain desires is a big issue for a lot of people. So how have you addressed it in the book?
Okay, the first thing I said is your sexual desires are from God. So do not feel that you are now unholy.
Okay.
So that's why the chapter was written that way, you know. But then because you know that your scripture teaches to abstain until you're married, there are certain things that you can do, there are lifestyle changes you can make so that it's easier for you to heed those instructions.
Okay.
So that's what the first thing I say is calm down. You know, everybody that's trying to make you feel like you're unholy because you have these desires is not true, because this came from God. So he can't give you something that was bad. So let's start from there first. And then we'll talk about lifestyle changes you can make so that you can heed his instructions easier.
Okay.
So
it's interesting how you put it, and you do quite a lot to describe and, you know, break it down for, you know, people to understand. But there's something I want to quote here. You say, if I've been set free from sin, why do I find it so hard to rein in my desires and live the way God has instructed me to? So why is it so hard?
Okay, because you were ruled by, most of our actions are based on the way we think. Our thoughts affect how we act. So when we're saved, your spirit is redeemed, but there's your thoughts, the way you used to think before. There's the desires that you had before. They don't just disappear, you know. Wow. So one of the reasons why it becomes difficult is if you've developed a certain appetite before you were saved, then you have to retrain your taste buds. Let me put it that way. You have to retrain, or you have to, that's why the Bible talks about renewing your mind, changing the way you think. As you begin to see things differently, your choices, your desires will be different. Your choices will now be different. So one of the reasons why people find it difficult, they know they should be doing this, but then it seems so hard, is because you have habits you now need to change. There's the way you're thinking about things that needs to change first so that your choices will now be different.
I really appreciate how you're breaking all this down, because I don't know how you put this book together. I don't know how you did it, but it must have been from God. There's something significant in your book that you put at the end of every chapter, and that's chapter reflections.
Yes.
Why did you feel the need to put those there?
Because usually when we just read through things, we don't, if you're just reading through, you don't really get the best out of it. It's like eating. If you just take a bite and you swallow it, you don't get the best like when you chew on it and then it digests easily. So reflection is the way you chew on what you've read, so you get the best out of it.
All this chewing you're talking about, we need to chew something in the kitchen right now,
No,
please.
they inspired me. They
Yes,
inspired me.
indeed. Please follow me to the kitchen once
Thank
again.
you.
Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank
joining
you.
us. And I
Thank
think
you for
this is an
having me.
amazing book, by the way.
Thank
And I know the team will agree. Based on our discussion, please take a seat.
Hi, thank you.
Sister Ifoma,
I be married already. Wow.
how's it going?
With the question mark
Every chapter on
Oh,
your
yeah.
book is quite interesting.
I think it's a very interesting book.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
every young lady needs it.
Yeah.
Only the ladies.
The ladies, the gentlemen.
You know, typically men already sort of know what they want.
You do?
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
We didn't know that. Okay.
I'm sure that's why you would see a guy date a lady for 5 years, break up, meet somebody else, be married in 6 months.
Because you
And then you get married and then...
Wow.
And then what?
Welcome to the kitchen, Ifoma.
Thank you.
All right, so here is Chef Sally in the
Hi,
kitchen.
Chef
Yeah,
Sally.
this morning she's taught us different ways to make your avocado toast.
Ooh.
Yeah, so here we have avocado with bananas and some chocolate syrup.
Yes.
So just go ahead. And
So we have, everything is layered with peanut butter and avocado. Then this has banana and chocolate syrup, scrambled eggs, tuna and pickled celery. This has some radish and boiled eggs.
so please have a
Hand it over.
So which would you prefer?
Ooh.
There's one
Sweet
with the
or
Chocolate and banana.
Oh, it will be too sweet.
No, but
okay, so
please
it's too
just
sweet.
follow your heart. Guard your heart, but follow
My
it.
heart wants it. Yeah, I'll take this one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Now
you.
that looks like a good one.
Now that's a woman that knows what she wants.
Exactly.
Like Johnny saying, women
Oh yeah,
know
so you
women.
know what you want, you go for it,
Whatever.
and you know.
We've had a fun time on the show today.
Yes,
Thanks
we
so
have.
much.
Yes, we have.
thank you.
Now we still have Jaeger in the garden.
Yes.
But I want to say a big thank you to our friends at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories.
Yes, indeed. A big shout out to everyone who's been on the show today. Thank you so much to our chef, Chef Sally.
Thank you. Thank you
This
for having
Well
me.
done,
looks
Chef
and
Sally.
smells amazing.
Yes, thank you.
Jaeger is in the garden.
Let's boogie down.
Yes, so. Bye.
I'm a musician, for say you be doctor, for say you be lawyer, I forgive you number. I'm a musician, for say you be doctor, money for say you be lawyer, money I forgive you number. For say. For say, yeah, for say, yeah, love. For say, ha. For say, baby, if to say, Conde go. She say make I pack my load. She say make I leave her alone. Hey, make I carry go. My mama taught me well. Say if I see a fine girl, say make I treat her well. Huh. My mama born me well. She say no to baby mama. I just wanna be your lover, yeah. Every day na activity, fly to Paris, fly to Germany. Pray say one day I win Grammy. They my side on top this journey. See, every day na activity. Hey, fly to Paris, fly to Germany. Pray say one day I win Grammy. Oga musician, money for say you be doctor, for say you be lawyer, money I forgive you number. Oga musician, for say you be doctor, money for say you be lawyer, I forgive you number. For say, for say. For say, yeah, 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 yeah. For say, yeah, 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 yeah. Ha. For say, can it be? For say.